Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Daily Dose, where we take an unfiltered look on healthcare, politics, and what's going on in our lives. Today, I want to talk to those who feel lost, those who feel like they're doing everything right with their health journey and they aren't seeing results. They are the ones who have changed their diets, who have quit all the junk food, who started going to the gym, started taking a bunch of supplements. They finally started taking their health seriously, but now they feel worse than they did before, or they feel the exact same and they're getting discouraged. If that's you, I want you to listen close because you might be in something called the wilderness. My pastor this Sunday said something that really stuck with me, and I want to share it with you guys. He said, whether you walked into the wilderness yourself, life dragged you there, or God placed you there, it does not matter. The purpose of the wilderness is still the same, and that is really powerful. Because what happens, especially with health, sometimes when you're in the wilderness, it's your fault. And that's just the reality. Ignoring warning signs, bad lifestyle choices, bad dietary habits when you know you shouldn't have been doing something, ordering that takeout meal, staying up super late at night, or just procrastinating, say, I'll start on Monday, and then you never start. Sometimes it's not your fault. Genes are a factor. They are. Traumas, environmental exposures that you aren't aware of, that you would have had no idea were a factor. Things like mold, bad medical advice, bad doctors, or everything just hitting you all at the exact same time. But either way, you're in the wilderness. You're tired, you're frustrated, you're confused, and you just want to know, how do I get out now? And the truth is, you can't rush it. You have to grow through it. Remember, the wilderness is not a punishment, it's preparation. And it's your body's ability to actually hit that reset button. But you have to take advantage of that. If you're dealing with autoimmune diseases, autoimmune symptoms, anxiety, fatigue, weight gain, gut problems, this is your season where your body is begging you to slow down, pay attention, and trust that rebuilding process. But what most people do when they get there, when they realize they're in the wilderness, they start complaining. They start comparing their journey to someone else's. Oh, well, she started this and she lost 10 extra pounds in this period of time, and I haven't lost a pound yet, and blah, blah, blah. They start saying, well, I've been gluten-free for 30 days and I still feel tired. It's not working for me. And that's where people get stuck. You see, complaining, what it does is it keeps you in the wilderness, and it keeps you there longer because it trains your brain to look for what's wrong instead of what's actually working. It floods your body with stress hormones instead of those healing signals that your body craves to heal. Your nervous system doesn't understand what's going on. It feels attacked, even if that attack is coming through your own thoughts. We talk all the time. You want to reduce stress, physical stress, chemical stress, and emotional stress. Most people completely ignore the emotional stress component or think it's not as important as avoiding the chemicals, the toxins in the environment, the foods we're eating. They're all created equal. When you complain, your body listens. Your cortisol is going to rise. Your digestion is going to slow down. Your immune system is going to tense up. And then you wonder why you're not going to feel any better. But when you can shift from complaining to being more curious, everything starts to change. When you say, all right, I don't feel great yet, but my body is finally detoxing. When you notice my energy's still off, but it was better when I woke up this morning and I didn't have to take that nap. It's not where it needs to be, but I did improve. When you can celebrate, hey, I'm actually sleeping deeper than I used to. When you start saying these things, you start signaling to your body that you're actually healing, and that will continuously progress faster and faster and faster. Let me give you some real examples. I had a patient who was on caffeine all day, never ate breakfast, bloated after every single meal. We ran her stool test and we found some major gut dysbiosis, some bacterial infections, some yeast overgrowth, poor production of her short chain fatty acids. We started working on her diet, started doing some supplement support, right? And she called me 3 weeks later saying, Dr. Collin, I think I'm getting worse. She wasn't. Her body was finally doing what was supposed to be done. Her body's finally starting to work. Her body was detoxing. Her body was recalibrating. Her microbiome was starting to reestablish itself. That is the wilderness. I had another guy who was 42, came in completely exhausted, high stress, high blood pressure, couldn't sleep through the night, right? A bunch of insomnia, and addicted to sugar. And when he finally started backing off and doing no sugar, man, miserable. Headaches, fatigues, cravings, irritability. That's the withdrawal. That's the sugar craving. That's your body craving more sugar, essentially. That's your body healing. That's your body saying, thank you for finally giving me a chance to clean up the mess. You're not supposed to feel amazing during this entire thing. That's the fantasy that pharmaceutical and drug companies lead you to believe, that you're just supposed to start X, Y, or Z and feel better overnight. That's not the reality, but that narrative has been sold to us, and it's really, really dangerous. But here's what separates the people who stay stuck from the people who actually break through. It's not the supplements, it's not the diet, it's not the comprehensive testing. It's your mindset through this wilderness that will push you through. The people that make it through are the ones who stop asking, how long is this going to take? And they start basically asking, what can I learn from this? That's the most important thing. That curiosity, what can you learn, is what's going to drive you forward in this journey. So you don't need doctors like myself all the time. They use that frustration to build consistency. They use those cravings to build self-control. And they use those slow days to build patience. And before you know it, those symptoms that once scarred them, essentially, are now just signs that their body's alive, responsive, and adapting. I say this all the time. Any change is a good change. Because remember, healing isn't the destination. It's the relationship that you have with your body, and it's going to be ever evolving. And the relationship that you have, that's what's getting tested in the wilderness. Are you going to complain and disconnect from your body, or are you going to stay curious, be patient, and stay consistent? Maybe right now you're not where you want to be. Maybe you're frustrated that your energy hasn't come back yet, or you haven't lost as much weight as your neighbor. Or maybe you're just tired of explaining to your friends and families what your diet's like now. Welcome to the wilderness. I'm right there with you sometimes. Your body is going to be shaped into the kind of person who doesn't quit and embraces being uncomfortable. That's really important. Please embrace being uncomfortable. We're used to everything being sunshine and rainbows, or crawling in a hole and just not embracing being uncomfortable. Embrace it. Your body will thank you. That will be the turning point. So whether you walked yourself into this season, life dropped you there, God placed you into this wilderness, the purpose is always going to be the same. It's going to be to learn, to grow, and to heal, especially when it comes to your health. And remember, don't complain through the process. Be grateful that you get to walk through the process in the first place. That's what I have for you guys today. I think Mondays are always going to be something similar to this. I want there to be a little bit more positivity and something that you can actually take away. We will still continue to talk about the news throughout the week, maybe some patient cases, but I want Mondays to be a good reflection on what I learned over the weekend, what I read over the weekend, and give you some insight on how you can use it to better your health. So if you're in the wilderness right now, just take a breath, remind yourself this is temporary, and trust that your body is going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. Remember, your body's trying to talk to you. All you have to do is listen. That's your daily dose for today. Thank you all for listening. Make sure that you hit the bell icon so you do not miss an entire episode. Hit the like if you enjoyed this video and you learned something. Comment down below. Are you in the wilderness right now? Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.